Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. I'm Dr. Randy here with Dr. Tom. As always, thanks for everyone that's following us, that's listening. We have two guests today. There's four of us in the studio. We have Michaela Hollis and we have Emily Kate.
Yeah.
Yes. And Emily, you guys are probably going to want to go follow them right away on Instagram. Emily is spelled EMMALEIGH.
Got it.
Love that. But you go by Emmy to make it easy.
Make it easy.
And they're going to want to watch us on YouTube because Emmy's neck turns red when she's nervous.
Stop. Already. Exposing you. Can you guys see it? I'm like a completely different color.
We try to make our guests feel as comfortable as possible when they come on, so we just call that out.
We have a barometer over there to follow.
It's good.
All right, so you guys are the founders of For the Girls Columbia. So it's basically a group that says no guys allowed. No boys. It's like on Little Rascals, the He-Man Woman Haters Club, but you guys are the opposite where men aren't allowed.
That was our inspiration.
So you guys just decided one day we just don't want any men around when we hang out?
I mean, as women, we needed friends. And
Yeah.
I mean, we have guy friends, sure. But like as a young woman, you want to connect with other young women especially an area we've never lived before. So
it's hard to make friends when you're older.
Yeah.
You take it for granted when you're in school and college, and then you get older and you realize it's really hard to find good friends.
right.
All right, walk me through when you guys decided to start this.
So I lived in California previously to Columbia, and we actually moved out there for my husband's job, medical device sales. Ironically, both of our husbands' names are Austin, and they both work with J&J Medical Device Sales, but they're in different, like he's in trauma and Austin's in ear, nose, and throat.
Yep.
Nice.
So if it sounds confusing, we just call them AC or Kate's and
Yep.
Hollis most of the time.
Okay.
In conversations. But yeah, so we were hanging out in California. We were out there for 13 months for his job. And I went to a group called For the Gals, LA. My friend Alyssa runs that. And so I knew that we were going to end up moving at some point somewhere in the country because he basically just signed a contract of like they can place him anywhere. So we had no say. We had no idea we were coming to Columbia. I've never visited this place. But I lived in Greenville prior to California because my family lives there. And I was just there for a few years before for college. We actually met at Anderson. And so that's how we became friends. So, and when I moved here, I only knew Emmy and her husband, Austin. And so I was kind of like, well, I want to do something similar to For the Gals, but a little bit more diverse when it comes to the environments, the businesses. Coming to Columbia, I didn't know anyone here. I didn't even know like what restaurants were good or just like the podcast, for example, there's just so many small businesses in the area. And so it's nice to be able to collaborate with them and share event spaces that bring girls together, but it's also benefiting the businesses that we're partnering with because it's free advertisement, in like giving girls the basically sometimes free events or ticketed events to, for example, we just went to yoga and most of the girls have never been to Yoga 6, if not all of them have never been.
Right.
So they looked into memberships right after, or the workout, fitness, boutiques, spas, anything like that. So then they become more interested in it.
Yeah, great. So when you're deciding what you're going to do, how do you promote it to people? How do you find these friends?
Yeah, I mean, like most of our friends, we started off by following all the people we did know. And just like for me too, like the girls I knew from church or some of the friends that my husband had from, he grew up here, so he knew people, but I wanted my own friends, right? So we just started by following the people we knew, whether they were here or in Charlotte or Greenville or wherever. And then we just started posting. Michaela is like our content guru. She's so good at it. So she primarily does all of the posting and stuff. And then when it comes to ideas and stuff, some things we've come up with on our own. And then most of the time we get a lot of ideas from the girls already. And they're just like, we should do this or that. And we have like the longest list probably of all the things that we haven't done yet that we can do. So yeah, that's kind of how we got started with all that.
And I guess walk us through just the overall concept. To summarize it in a sentence, I'm gathering it's just to meet young women. And is that?
It's basically just to give an environment and a space for women to come who know that other women are also looking for friendships.
And fellowship or hang out.
Yeah.
Is it like a sorority where they would I mean, I feel like it's an adult sorority is where my mind is going.
Maybe so far without the cattiness to it, yes,
Gotcha.
which has been great.
Yeah.
Is there a fee system to be a part of for the girls? Okay, so it's just like a nice. You guys just put together events and
Yep.
people show up and you get to hang out.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
What's the age limit?
I mean, when we have like drinking events, obviously legal to drink, but other than that, like we don't have. Like,
So you have
an age
50-year-olds or 60-year-olds
do.
My
coming.
mother has
do.
come to events,
No
and
kidding.
she is older than 50.
We
I
have,
will say
a few
that.
we have a few girls in their 40s that come regularly. We've got some people driving from Charlotte to come to our events often.
Like during the week. Yeah.
How many people are we talking about at an event?
We've had to cap it like most of the time just for space, like at 40 or 50, but we've had like 20 plus on the wait list after that. So we're fully expecting like in 2024, like events up to 100 at least.
Yeah.
Just by like the feedback we've gotten, the amount of women that continue to sign up for events who are regulars and just like they just want it. So it's really cool. We're excited.
Wow.
Nice. Now, so how you guys grew up together essentially in college, right? So when did you guys meet in college and how did that go down?
Yeah. So we met, I was a year older than Michaela in school. So it was my sophomore year, her freshman year. We actually met in BCM, like Baptist Collegiate Ministries.
Oh, okay.
So and of course, Anderson is a small school, so it's not hard to meet someone and then see them again, you know. And so we were in the same community group and we knew of each other. And I think she thought I was my twin for like the longest time.
I would have like one conversation with her sister and then come to her and she's like,
She didn't know I was a twin for like the whole year.
I could not tell them apart. So we're like at this like not base camp, BCM
Like
trip
retreat,
for a week,
yeah.
like a retreat. And I have one of them in I don't even know to this day who it was. I have one of them in my group and then one of them's not, but then they end up together and I'm like, wait, I thought there was only one of them. They're identical.
Yep.
And so it was really hard. Now it's easy to tell, but it was really hard at the time for me to tell who. And so I would literally have the same conversations with both of them. One of them's like, what?
So like we knew of each other for a while through that. And then I guess we kind of like parted ways for the next few years. And then in 2020, she had an online business that she was a part of. And then I eventually joined in 2020 as well. And then we kind of worked that business together and have been friends ever since.
So how do the husbands randomly work in the same company
Yes.
and that's just kind of really?
It was super random. Like, I
And
mean,
randomly have the same name.
Yep. That's why it got really confusing really fast because we were like, you're Austin, my Austin.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'd had to come up with the system.
And then how did you guys meet your husbands? Let's continue down that pathway.
I met my Austin, in high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I met Austin, my Austin. It was freshman year of undergrad, and he actually met my twin first. They were in, I don't know, some class together. And then I thought my sister had a thing for him, and then I was like, so like what's the deal here? She's like, ew, no. I was like, okay, I got this. Like, he's mine. So, and then I just thought he was like super cute. He's on the baseball team, and we just kind of went from there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Ellie got him.
Sister.
I know. She had to tell that story at our wedding too. I was like, of course, all the old people are going to be really confused.
I mean, so is your sister married?
No, she's not.
Does she have a boyfriend?
She does.
Does he look similar to your Austin?
Absolutely not. He's like
Completely
6 feet
different.
tall. My
Really?
husband's only like 2 inches taller than me. They're
No
very
kidding.
different.
All right. Now, before the show, we were talking about dudes being able to follow and join. Can they join into anything or be on the outskirts of any of this stuff? And do you recommend them following you guys, or is that weird?
You can take that
I
one.
mean, we don't necessarily recommend them following us.
That's
unless
just
they
not your
really
audience.
want
I mean,
to.
it's in the name,
It's
guys.
in the. I
like
mean, it's
for
pretty
the
Yeah,
girls.
straightforward.
it's not for them. So.
But Randy started following you today.
But
Yeah.
okay, so there's two parts to that. Like
Yeah.
we do have some men that follow us, but they're associated with like the Columbia stuff or a podcast or,
business,
whatever.
yeah.
Anything that we're associated with when it comes to business exchange.
That makes sense.
Have you had to remove anybody from following you?
No, not yet.
You started having a whole bunch of guys commenting
Thought
on all your
about it.
posts.
We really have.
I mean, it's a good way for guys to meet girls, right? They look at your event schedule.
This
Seems
isn't
like a
dating
no-brainer.
environment.
We're here to give you what guys are thinking about, right? Let's talk about some of the things you guys have coming up. I saw that you guys have some bar tours or bar events?
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
Yeah, Christmas bars.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that like? What is the event? How do people?
Yeah, so we have one on the 5th, and like pretty much they're smaller because we can only get RSVP for a certain amount of girls, and so we usually just open it up, and the first 10 people that sign up for, we're like, great, we're going, and then we partner with, I think the first one's Boku. Yeah, first one's Boku, and so we've made a reservation, we get to hang out, and that's how it's going to be for the next one too, but we're trying to make it a little bit bigger, see if we can't rent out the space for the next one, because we have like 25 people on the wait list for that. So the ones we do have to cap at a smaller one, it's really hard because there are a lot of girls who are interested in doing that, obviously. Who doesn't want to go enjoy a Christmas bar? But yeah, so.
We had a guest, Anna Van Duzer, I believe is her name. Do you know her? She does the wiener
I've
dog
heard of her.
walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating, all the different things she does. But she just started, for whatever reason, she loves wiener dogs and just wanted to walk 50 different wiener dogs around the state capitol.
That sounds amazing.
But when she was describing the amount of time that it takes her to organize it and deal with it, I couldn't believe she was just volunteering.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you guys are volunteering. You're not making money on this.
We
Or
make
are you making money somehow?
We make a very small percentage of the ticketed, but when they're free events, we don't make anything.
So you just love it. It's just connections.
It is so much fun, and that's why we started it, is because I didn't know anyone coming into here other than Emmy.
Yeah.
And even though she's been here for a good bit of time, she was like, I'm kind of in the same situation. Like, I feel like everyone has their groups from church, or if they're in school or sororities or whatever else. And we've had a lot of women come up to us and they're like, you guys, well, we know, but they were like, I don't think people realize how hard it is to make friends, especially if you're moving to a new area for your career, or you're being relocated and you're coming to a city, a town, a space that you've never been to before. You didn't grow up with these people. You didn't know them in high school. You don't have friends from school.
Right.
And I think we honestly kind of took advantage of that at such a small age. Like, you don't realize how blessed you are to just have that group of friends that you can be with every single day in and day out.
That's a good point. I don't know if my wife wants me to share this, but one of her goals this past year was to make a new friend.
That's awesome.
So I think it makes a lot of sense that if you're not in like a corporate where you're around a lot of people, you may work at just a job where you're like 4 people and you're not always, you don't necessarily want to always hang out with them.
Or if your spouse is in the military, you move every 2 or 3 years. It's exhausting to try to find new friends.
Yeah.
And like we have like a bunch of girls. I think that's like one of the most rewarding things for Michaela and I is like we get the messages before events where it's like, I'm super nervous. I have like social anxiety. I don't know what to do. And we're like, just come. Like if you don't leave with one friend, great. Never come to another event because like we've seen it. And so they come and then we meet them there and then we either talk to them afterwards or like we get a DM afterwards and they're like, I have a new friend. And then we see them like going places with that friend, like on their own, not anything associated with us. And so like, we're just like, oh, we had a part in that. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Are you two pretty extroverted? Is it like by nature?
I'm very extroverted.
Yeah.
I kind of comes and goes in waves.
Yeah.
For me.
I think I'm what's it called? The extroverted introvert. Which is just like reading some of the things about that makes a lot of sense. Do you guys then create, like in your environment, are you thinking about talking points and like games, or how do you get people to interact?
I don't know if it's just the culture
Yeah.
of us two and how we vibe off of each other starting it, which I think honestly was a blessing how well we work together. But it just kind of flows. Like we've never had to pressure any girl to go have a conversation. We've seen girls that are struggling in an environment before if they're more introverted. And there's a lot of girls now at these events. It's becoming more intimidating. I can tell if you've never showed up to a single event, and we've got 50, soon to be 100 at an event coming up in January. And if they've never been and they don't know a single person, they're showing up, and if they're not extroverted, they're not going to go out of their way to start a conversation. So we've got some OGs, like we like to call them, for the Girls Columbia, that they will literally like come up to us and like, we see a new girl, we're gonna go talk to them. Or we know who we can go up to and be like, will you go make a friend with so-and-so? And they'll go and do it because they were that girl on day one,
Right.
but they've been coming to so many of these events, and it's now like they're kind of taking these girls under their wing, which we like to see.
Yeah.
How many events do you do in a month, let's say?
I think at first we only did like 2 or 3. Now we are probably up to around like
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Yeah. And it's probably
Every
only
month,
going to get
more
better.
than once a week.
Once a week, if not more than once a week.
And you guys both go to all of them?
We try.
90% of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cocktails,
All the things.
Workouts.
All of, like
Everything.
literally everything.
Nice.
And if we haven't done it yet, we will do it.
What
So-
else? Hiking? So, because mostly I know restaurants
Yeah.
and workouts. Is there anything else? Hiking,
I mean,
darts?
we've talked
Bowling,
about
pool.
like trying to get out of Columbia a little bit, but obviously
Yeah.
the purpose is to explore a city we've never been in before. So like we are thinking about doing things a little outside of Columbia, but we're blessed with like things like the Riverwalk too. Like we could just be like, all right, we're meeting here, and we get our exercise that way and just spend some time outside. But I mean, we haven't done any hiking yet. We do a lot of workouts.
We do.
We try
but
to
the girls honestly request for the
They really
workouts.
do. Yeah, but we try to like throw a few different things in there. I mean, besides eating and drinking.
Because some
and-
people don't like to work out.
Yeah.
Some people don't drink alcohol. Some people don't care for the restaurant environment. Others don't want to go shop and spend money or get a facial. So we like to have all these different variety of events so that it kind of brings different personalities into the
Yeah.
different events.
What ultimately is the big vision for this? Is it to continue to grow it into like a massive amount of women? Or in your mind, does it kind of stop at a certain number? Like, where does it get out of control? Where there's a mob of women? Because I feel like some of these sorority videos, I feel like that gets a little out of control.
That's facts. We've never been in a sorority, so
No.
like we're just going off of what we know. But
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, and you can say whatever you want, but I think we were very surprised at how big it got so quickly that we are fully expecting to like 10x it in
Yeah.
the next, year or so. So we're expectant of all of that. I don't think we were beforehand, and now we've kind of been like put in our place a little bit of like,
What's
okay,
funny is she says that, and I knew it would.
okay,
Yeah.
And I that's because I've seen this happen in multiple cities, and I think like because I came to her with this vision, and if you know me, you know like I'm not gonna do anything half-ass. If I do anything, I'm gonna go 110%. And so coming into this, I think she was like, yeah, like let's do it. It'll be fun. And I'm like, I don't think you realize how much work this is gonna be.
Right.
Like this is a full-time business for us.
Yeah.
It takes all of my time and a lot of her time.
That's what I was wondering. It's at a certain point, like monetizing it. Is that would the monetization be where there's a membership, or it would be through just business partnerships, and like you guys would be more branding for businesses and kind of getting paid for exposing your people to them? What do you kind of see on the monetization side of it?
I would say the latter to that. I don't see people purchasing a membership with us. I mean, maybe that's something we could talk about because there is a group, Atlanta Girl Gang in Atlanta, and
Yeah.
they have like 50,000 followers, and they have a membership. But the membership, from what I understand, is only like 200 girls that are a part of it. And they pay annually to be in them. So they have like Members Mart, and they have all these member events, which right now it just looks like a private event for us. And people will pay to be in a private event when there's such a low head count. And it's not something we can necessarily post about because it'd be gone in 2 seconds.
Right. Like at a golf course, what they do is they'll have a tournament that's for members only. And then they'll have the member guest where
Right.
each member gets to bring someone. And then the hope is that the guests also sign up for the membership. It might almost be like a golf
I like it.
I mean,
membership.
hey, that could be cool.
That's what I was wondering. I was thinking, is there something for guys? And I think it's just a country club, like for the guys.
Right. Yeah. We're feeling a little left out actually
guys
with all
can
this
start
talk.
it.
Should we
You
start
should start
a
it.
sister brand or a brother
Totally.
brand? I guess it would be.
Yeah.
For
We'll
the
give you
guys.
our husband's contact information.
Get Austin and
The double
Austin in here, and
Austins.
let's start it.
I mean, we would fill up insanely
God.
fast. We'd be
You
at
know how many people
500
wanna
in
hang
2
out with
weeks.
It's
You
crazy.
really would.
I was thinking, so traditionally though, what are you guys trained in? So you went to Anderson, which is a Christian college.
Yep.
And they just got a football team this year. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to at least go to like the first game to see
hope
what
they're
that's gonna
good.
be about. But
And so you mentioned online business for a bit, but so what do you guys do day to day?
I work at the workout.
Oh, you do?
A Pilates instructor and Legree. So that's my full time.
Oh, nice.
Other than this.
Gotcha.
yeah, I went to school for physical therapy, so I'm kind of like in the limbo of passing boards and stuff right now. But I'm just kind of taking it day to day at the moment because we've also just been like blowing up with this too, and I find a lot of joy in it as well. So we're just kind of, I mean, I work as an aide and stuff, you know, to pay the bills, but
Yeah.
so yeah,
So physical therapy is in your future, probably.
potentially, yes.
What got you into physical therapy? What was the motivation behind that?
I mean, there's a lot, but I mean, at first I was a nursing major, so my mom was a nurse. I was like, I want to be a nurse. I think that's super awesome. And then I started taking the classes, and realized I don't really want to wipe butts for the rest of my life. Not to belittle nurses at all.
Right.
Like they are very hardworking.
Right.
I just like knew that I couldn't be in that environment all the time, and like I enjoy making relationships with people. I enjoy like having those patient, you know, client relationships, and then, of course, like I grew up in sports my entire life. I've had physical therapy. I've been through it. I had a great relationship with my PT, and so I just found a love for it. Yes, I was kind of like, I thought I was going to be a nurse, but now I'm like, I really enjoyed the idea of PT.
Yeah.
So,
Like
rehabbing
touching people.
I'm worried about the nursing side of it. I don't know who's becoming nurses now.
No, I don't. I mean, I had a rotation in PT school, and I was doing really well for the first week, and then on like that Friday, I stepped in some poop, and it was on my nice like on clouds, and I was like,
You're talking.
this is not where I'm
human-
gonna be.
You're talking human shit, right?
like literally,
Just on the ground.
and on my shoe everywhere.
Oh.
My CI was just laughing at me the whole time. It was really because I was like, I'm doing really well. Like I haven't gagged, I haven't like thrown up. We're doing really well, and then I step in human feces. So
Something about the nursing profession has to change, I think, because
Yeah.
there's so many people who are going to be 75, 85,
Right.
95 in the
Right.
next 10 to 15 years. And your story's pretty familiar. I know Samantha, someone who works with us,
Yep.
she had a month left, I think, in her nursing
Yeah.
degree and decided, I'm not doing this anymore, and
Right.
switched.
Yeah.
What does your twin do?
She's actually in occupational therapy school. So she's getting her doctorate in OT, and I have my doctorate in PT. So who knows? Maybe we'll start a business down the road. I don't really know. We've always done the same thing. We grew up like we were literally roommates to roommates. And so we were roommates. I
Love the
knew you
twin
would like
joke.
that one.
Brad, cut that. She's going to
Twin.
want that cut for sure.
That's a good twin joke.
It was a good one. I've been using that one for a while, so it's fine. But no, we've talked about doing fun things. Like I said, we've done everything our entire life. So except the only thing we didn't do was get married at the same time. And my father did say to save money that we should time that out. And
Yeah.
we were like, Dad, we share literally everything. We will
Yeah.
not share this day.
Not a wedding.
Aw.
So yeah. She's
Any
just
other
chilling.
brothers and sisters?
I have 2 more sisters. I come from a family of all girls. My poor father.
Wow.
But yeah, no. And my oldest has 4 boys actually. So we didn't know what to do when the first boy came along. We were like, what happens here? Because we were used to like tea parties and Barbies, you know. But honestly, because my sister and I have like grown up in athletics and stuff, you can rough boys around, you know. Like you
Oh,
can throw
yeah.
them on the ground and they might cry. They're a wuss if they do, but
Right.
these boys are super tough. So we have had a lot of fun with them. And my dad, they call him Pops. He's like living his best life because he had all girls, right? And so, yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good
that's
time.
awesome.
It's a good time.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I'm the oldest of 5.
Oldest of 5? So you got
My
a lot of
parents were busy.
still busy. It's how young's the youngest?
11.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty big age gap.
They're all in Anderson.
No, one of them just graduated from Anderson, Madison, and the other one, Malia, who's going into college now. She actually wants to come to USC and be around Austin and I, which would be nice if she gets in.
Yeah, firstborn. You have a lot of firstborn qualities, I think, if you're running this thing so big.
Leadership.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you found that to be pretty true in your family?
Yes.
Firstborn acts like a firstborn,
Yes.
lastborn acts like a lastborn.
Yes.
Hey, I'm
He's
a
an
last
iPad
board. Watch
kid.
it.
You're a lastborn?
Were you an iPad kid? No, you
Oh gosh, absolutely not.
Fulton is.
There's something to it, and I read all these books when I was getting ready basically date and get married. Because I'm a firstborn, I was looking specifically for a lastborn, and I found that, and it seems to work out great. Where
That's interesting.
you have different qualities, but they balance each other out because one person is kind of more go-lucky and fun and wants to be the life of the party, and the other one's like checking the planner and checking the books and reining it in when it needs to be reined in.
That's awesome.
Now, I mean, imagine being around variety of women. There's a ton of gossip. Have you guys come across anything wild in these meetups that we need to share to the Columbia community?
I
No.
haven't. I don't know if
No?
you have.
I haven't overheard anything.
Really?
And
No.
the girls are very vocal.
Oh,
if,
yes.
if they feel some type of way, they will tell us, which we appreciate. But there hasn't been any negativity, nothing.
No overlap of like boyfriends, nothing.
Thank God.
Husbands hooking up with. Not yet, I guess.
I mean,
Everything's
Columbia's small, so
We are just getting started. So
yeah,
who knows?
still early on.
It is, to his point, it's fascinating that many women get together and there's no fighting.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, from our knowledge, who knows?
I know. There could be stuff behind the scenes. You never know.
Yeah.
As far as business partnerships, so who do you guys currently like have partners that you consistently partner with, and is there anybody on your bucket list or businesses that you're looking to do something with?
Regularly, no. We kind of just, so far, since this is just getting started, we're only like 3 months into it, we have tried our hardest to not reuse anyone right now.
Nice.
And we literally, as we said earlier, have a list of like 200 different ideas that we've got plans all the way up until next December.
200?
I mean, it is all from the girls. Like they DM us. We put the little question box, like, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to do? I mean, it's just a lot. It's rolling.
Yeah.
It's
What's
crazy.
some wild ones? Is Carowinds on there?
No, that one hasn't popped up yet. I don't know.
Is go to a chiropractor on there?
It could be.
It could, but it could be.
So I was thinking, I was like, what kind of event
Do it.
can
We
we
could actually
do a
do an
little
event.
partnership?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Write
be
write
sweet.
that down.
Got it.
We will.
What was I gonna say here? Get lost. Oh, so you guys are good at planning parties, right? Is that like what? Give us your checklist of what makes a good party, and I think we should do a couple different varieties. Like if let's do Christmas party because everybody's doing them coming up here, and I think this will release before Christmas. Give us your checklist of what do you make sure environment, booze, food,
Music. Reminders.
games,
Budget.
budgies.
Jeez.
I mean, I guess it depends on if it's an event we're putting on without a sponsor or working with a business, or if we're, for example, going to a Christmas bar and working with a restaurant. Then, I mean, good cocktails, good drinks,
Decor.
good food, decor. I mean, we'll throw in some flowers for the aesthetics. But other than that, it's kind of just making sure the environment is comfortable, if anything. Like music plays a big part in that, so it's not quiet.
Who does the music? Because that's always a big thing for me, and it turns sideways.
One of our
quickly.
phones.
Yeah, we'll just play I think we did a rooftop and wine night, and it was Noah Kahan or something.
Yeah, like
We just
What is
shuffled.
that?
Tyler,
that a
like
band?
Childers, like
Childers,
that kind
like
of vibe.
country.
Noah Kahan.
I think
country.
I pronounced his last name right.
Someone did just ask me if I've heard of him before.
Yeah. What
oh,
are
there you go.
Yeah.
yeah? What are the young women of today listening to? Is this
Folk
this is the
one of-
guy?
Folk
Yes.
pop, right there.
Folk pop. So if we're going on Spotify and we're just throwing a nice little soiree, you think just throw on folk pop?
I don't think I've
You
ever
might have to
looked
skip
that
a few.
up.
I mean, it's really,
It kind of varies.
yeah. I mean, I like Tyler Childers, like
I do.
and
too.
him, and I mean,
Yeah.
Zach
Bryan.
I mean, those are kind of good vibes.
I mean, we do live in the South.
True.
Yeah. I thought you'd say Taylor Swift. No.
I like Taylor
Anti-Swifters.
I mean, she's fine. I'm
Yeah.
not Swiftie, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not like diehard Taylor, but
I do like some of her new music, and I think it's
Yeah.
catchy, and a lot of the girls know it. So playing music like Miley Cyrus, whatever,
Right.
music that they know and they'll sing to. But also, like, we don't really think about that because
true.
It's kind of just in the background. Like Friendsgiving, we played because it couldn't be one of our phones because we were filming, or I think yours was almost dead or something.
Yep.
Or was it your phone? No, it wasn't. It was Valerie's. So she just plugged up her phone, one of the girls who runs Stone River, and she just played a Spotify playlist of John Mayer because we needed like 2 hours worth of music.
Now, you guys have heard about Swiftie being connected to Satan?
Huh? No.
Like the Church of Satan? Oh, you haven't?
No.
So we have a friend group. We have a For the Boys friends group. And it came out, this was like within the last 2 days, that one of our friend posted that Taylor Swift, I guess she's the daughter or mimics the daughter of the guy who started the Church of Satan.
Interesting.
Yes.
I've not heard that.
So it's one of those things, like her likeness is like identical to the real daughter, and then some of her music videos and stuff is all demonic stuff.
Weird.
So you guys being church peeps, I was wondering if you've gone down that pathway at all,
I really haven't.
because some people are not listening to her because of that. Like
Are you
it
guys
being a
Yeah.
big conspiracy theorists?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm,
Okay.
massive.
That's fine.
I'm not so much,
I'm
but
not either.
he goes into it.
you give
Okay.
me a topic and I'm looked into it.
Okay, that's fair.
I
Not
mean,
me.
You guys aren't into that stuff?
Honestly, I just think it's a waste of my mind space.
Yes,
Such a
that's
good
how
point.
I feel
It's
too.
such a good point. However, like when you're just sitting there quiet, like after you've like I think of it like I do real stuff during the day. Like I'm not going to be looking up Taylor
Yeah.
Swift in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
But when I'm at night and I'm like I got to get this off and I got to get into some weird stuff. That sounds really
I know
weird.
it's entertaining for sure.
Yes,
No,
I
just
look at it
can't.
like
I can't
it
get
opens
into
my
it.
mind though. I think it opens pathways into my brain that have tried to be hidden by the powers that be, right?
That's fair.
And it's hot right now. Like the aliens thing is hot.
Yeah.
The JFK assassination is
Flat
hot.
The
Earth.
flat
The
earth,
flat Earth stuff is hot.
it's massive. You guys, well, all right, we're not going to go down this pathway because
Thank
it's
God.
a whole deal.
That is so funny.
But do you guys think we went to the moon? That's the easy, just kind of gateway.
I say yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, there's no way we did, but
Oh my! I'm done with this.
we'll move on. All right. Would you guys say in high school or grade school that you were cool, the cool kids?
I mean, to be humble and everything. Yes.
I would say yes.
I was in the cool crowd.
I liked my friend group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still talk to your like high school friends and stuff?
I have one really good friend that we came into 8th grade at the same time, like when we switched schools.
Yeah.
And we were the new kids on the block first day. And so me, my twin, and my friend Mackenzie have been best friends ever since then. And I really don't talk to anybody outside of
That's it. Yeah.
middle school or high school. Yeah.
I feel like it's probably changed a lot in the last 25 years of what was quote unquote cool. When I was going to high school, you would go to the dance. And that's your way of
You were invited.
talking to people.
Or asked.
But there was no access to
Dance.
DMing all your friends, or
Right.
you wouldn't see what they were doing at the night before because
Yeah.
you just didn't have that. So
No
you would just show up
Snapchat.
and someone had to tell you. There's no Snapchat. There's none of this.
You have to call them on the home phone, the landline.
And talk to their parents.
Yes. Did you
Their
guys have
parents
landlines?
pick up in the
Yes,
other
their
room. They're
parents would get,
listening.
and you get a busy signal if somebody else was on the line. Yeah, it was just this whole different world. So now when I look at high school, I'm not quite sure what even the cool group is because you're so segmented just based on knowing everything about every person.
Well,
in
in
your class.
part of it is like you look at the cool TikTokers, and it's like that was not cool in high school,
Right.
Any of
That's a
those
new
people.
thing.
And just the way they dress and all that stuff
Oh,
is
it's
just
so
It's a
different.
different.
Blows our mind.
It's a different guy.
So did you guys have influencers in your high school classes? Or
Who is the
college
most
classes?
followers? Yeah, who's the most followers that you know?
That I know.
Yeah, is it you? Do you have a lot of followers?
Yes,
Yes.
you do. You definitely
But
do.
it's definitely not me. My friends will have like close to 104,000.
Dang!
Kayla.
Oh, Kayla.
Well,
Yeah.
Shout out Kayla.
And how can you speak to that a little bit about how to get so many followers?
Well, so we've worked online for a few years. So some of my close friends now, thankfully, I think it's just who you align with and the business mentality. Oh, that's lovely.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah,
kind of,
there's
we've
Austin.
worked.
There's Austin.
We're showing
right
our
there.
There's
TV.
Austin.
Nice little tucked in number. Is he a golfer? Looks like a golfer.
is.
Yeah,
The
you
soft
can tell.
smile.
Does he complain about the number of pillows on your bed?
Okay.
There's no bed to sleep on. this thing.
When we were in Orange County, we were broke. I mean, it's very hard
Right,
to
California.
build wealth there. So we took everything that I had from my apartment in college, and that's what we lived with.
We need a couch, but we have 45 pillows that we're gonna have to do.
Just stack them on the bed, take them off every night,
It
put them
reminds me
back
of, like
on.
those like progressive commercials. Have
Yeah.
you seen the ones where they have like a pillow on every single
We're not
one?
gonna be like your mom.
There's
You're
no
gonna
room.
take-
Yeah, there's no room for anyone to sit. Like
All right, now how about, is there any competition in Colombia that you guys know of that, like I think of Junior Women's League, which is like that's a national thing, right?
Mhm.
Is there anything that you guys compete against? Is that a thing? I don't know if
I wouldn't say that we have competition.
we have a lot of girls from the junior league
They,
though,
like,
like
come
come
in.
to our events and
Yeah.
they've already like no connections through that.
There are some girls that are starting things similar to what we're doing, and kudos to them. Like, it is a hard thing
Right.
to do on a day-to-day, especially if you're running 4 to 6 events a month and you're having girls, about 100 people that want to come to an event, and we're capping it off, and there's wait lists and there's demand,
Right.
and like, can you make bigger events? Like, there's demand for a lot of stuff that we're doing. So in my opinion, I don't think that we have competition because
Right.
of the culture that we've created, and it's a blessing. And I just think that it's unlike anything else, and it's very unique. But it's not that other girls can't do that here.
yeah,
Just who would want to spend that much time
right.
doing
It's a
it?
lot of
A lot.
organization.
Fair. That's fair.
How do you guys keep it organized? So if somebody wants to come to an event and they're, it's a 25 capper, do you have a website that they go in and like once it's done, and then you wait list a handful of people?
Yeah, so we use Luma, which is just like a online RSVP thing. We can post all the details about the event. They have to like sign up with their email or whatever. And it pretty much does all the work for us, tells us who signed up before who, caps them when we put the cap on there, and then puts people on the wait list after that. And once people sign up for like their first event, there it is, yeah. They can see the other events on our Luma link too. So we have it in our bio. We have all of our upcoming events and everything in there, and people just go on there and they can, like, we can uninvite them if we have to. Like, if they decide they can't come anymore, we can click the not going anymore
Right.
thing. But yeah, no, I mean, pretty much Michaela and I, like, when we decided to do this partnership thing, we had to have the harder talks of like, okay, who's going to do what? Like, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I like the more like organized side of things, where it's like handling the emails and like the RSVPs, and then like the, checking people in
Finances.
and finances and all that stuff. And Michaela is like our content, like deals with
Filming,
the DMs,
editing.
filming, all that stuff.
TikToks.
Yeah, oh yeah, all that stuff.
How do you ensure you guys don't get stuck with a cost or the bill? Like, is there anything that you guys had to just stick out of pocket because it just didn't?
The very beginning, we were paying out of pocket
Yeah.
for events, and we were like, this can't
Right.
be, because it's just for fun. So
Right.
why would we go out of pocket for something that we're also spending so many hours
Yeah.
planning and doing? And then when we're at an event, most of the time, unfortunately, we can't even fully enjoy an event because we're running the event. We're hosting. We're making sure that everyone feels comfortable. I'm filming. If we don't have, like, we've had girls come up to us and they're like, can we maybe be an assistant to you guys, or do like an unpaid, what's it called?
Internship.
Yes. Like, we've had girls ask if they could intern for us, and they're like, we're not looking to get paid, because we're not making, this isn't like a, massive business. We're still trying to figure out the ropes of like how to continue and not let it die out and not let it grow past us.
Right. Did you create an LLC or anything? So you
We
guys
have
have
an
an
LLC,
LLC,
yes.
have a website.
We have like a bio site. It's
site.
through an app where if you click on the link in our Instagram, this will bring you to where the events are linked to Luma.
Check business account, checking account.
Working
Setting
on
up.
that, yeah.
Okay.
Literally this week.
Credit.
Yeah, this week.
Nice. Credit card.
It
That's
will
a
be
part
in
of
the
the list.
process.
Okay.
Who are some businesses that you've worked with already that you want to shout out or that you really like? Was there anyone that was just exceptionally helpful?
Everyone has been so welcoming. It's hard
Yeah.
to just pick one. I mean,
I honestly, I think the first thing that comes to mind is, why am I blanking?
What do they look like?
So it doesn't
Describe-
come to mind.
The Stone River venue.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They have been amazing.
They're so awesome.
That's a big wedding site. So how do you guys get that? Isn't it? I thought it was like.
Well,
booked
I
up a
live
ton.
there. And
Oh, you live at Stone River?
well, the area. I live
around there.
at like around there by Black
Yeah.
Rooster Restaurant.
Yes, yes.
And so I'm always over there, and I saw that they had that little field that's public. Like it's not, they don't own it,
Yeah.
except for like probably a small portion up until their space. And so one day we had a yoga event outside, and one of the sisters that runs the venue came out, and she was like, who can I talk to? We would love to do an event with you guys. And that's how most of the time we're getting set up with collaborations with businesses, is we're just out and about running an event, and people will come up to us like, what is this? And can we get on your books, basically?
Yeah. Do you guys have any nicknames for the girls that come?
The girls. I don't know.
Like their names individually?
Well, you could go individual names, but I was thinking more of a collective group.
Yeah, like a
Swifties.
Swiftie.
Not yet.
No.
Girlies? Do you guys call them
I was
girlies?
going to say, if anything, but I don't know if it sounds cheesy.
Because we got to start making T-shirts. I mean, I'm just running with some stuff
Well,
in
we
my
have
mind here.
merch coming.
We
Yeah.
do have merch coming.
What'd you start with? Shirts?
We have
Tanks.
sweat set, trucker hats, stickers possibly, and bags,
Bags. Yep.
What kind of bags? Like book bags?
like tote bags.
Tote bags. What's a sweat set?
Like a-
Because none of us know what that is.
Like a crew neck sweatshirt and like not a hoodie, just like a crew neck and shorts.
Like what you're wearing.
I like a crew. Yeah, those are nice. Nice.
Sweat set?
But you would have matching shorts with it, same
Yeah.
material, same color, like a sweat set.
See?
Yeah, this is comfortable. I could see.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, like the one in the blue is probably more realistic. Yeah.
It's got to be overwhelming just to have 50 or 100 women rolling into a business at one time.
A lot of ideas, a lot of
A lot of opinions,
A
that's
lot
for
of
sure.
opinions, yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, we honestly have to remind ourselves that we run this.
we run
And-
this city.
Yeah, basically. No, we run the account and the business, and like we get to make the final call. And there are
Right.
times where we feel pulled, like maybe we
Right.
shouldn't do this, maybe it shouldn't cost this. But at the end of the day, like there are businesses that we're working with that demand X amount of dollars, and they will cost this for a service, or they will cost that. And if it doesn't work for everyone, that's totally fine. We're gonna have high ticketed events, and we're gonna have free events, and we're gonna have low ticketed.
Right.
Yep. I want to ask you a couple questions about Pilates.
Okay.
So we had Karis on the podcast really early on, and that was probably 2 years ago now, or 3 years ago.
Yeah, she was early. Probably like 15.
You should
or
bring her
something.
back.
And it was one of the first times that I've really understood Pilates. And then we ended up going, and she said, "You guys should come try." And we ended up going, and it was it was really hard.
Oh, we went.
It was rough on us. But
Did you try the big, like devilish looking black machine?
I just
were
went
at
on the
the-
normal reformer. The mega is it a mega reformer?
We were at the location on Divine.
Yeah, so
they have that?
they're black.
The
like
devil-looking
big
Oh
blacks.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
They were
That's
all like that.
Legree, if you want to get technical. It's not Pilates.
Agree.
So it's a different method, but it came from Pilates.
Okay. And
But it's
Humbling.
hard.
there's just not that many guys that are there yet.
There are a good group of guys, but mainly they take the privates. They're not going to be in
Exactly.
the classes.
Because they're embarrassed.
There's just too
I
many women
guess.
checking them out.
I mean,
Obviously.
they just don't want to suck in the class
And
around
that.
a ton of girls who are very strong. And you
Right.
take a class, and I think my husband came by one day, and I was like, try this, because I was like in between classes, and he was like dropping off some stuff for work for me. And I was like, just try this one move, and it's like to work your entire core. And he's like, what the heck? Like, I don't even understand how you guys do this. I need him to take a full class.
Yeah. Who do you think's the best Pilates person, strength-wise?
In the world?
No, in
In
Colombia.
Colombia?
Karis, she amazes us. She's
Her
so
videos
strong.
look smooth.
She's so strong. In
Yeah.
her classes, like sometimes I'm like, if I don't want to die today, I can't take one of her classes.
It's a lot.
She's really good.
All right, and how would people characterize your classes? Like
I would
a little
hope-
soft on them, or
No, I definitely would not say that I go soft on them. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, they're paying for a workout.
Right.
Like, you don't want to leave and be like, I could have done that on my own. I feel like I'm just now getting started in Reformer. So I've only taught like 5 or 6
Yeah.
days. And I'm very new at it. I'm still learning it myself and getting comfortable with it. So I still am a newbie. But in Legree, I could do it with my eyes shut. Like, I don't have to prep classes before. I have a million in my head. If something happens with timing, I can, follow up at the end of my class and figure it out, and I can do everything. Like, it's the back of my hand, which is very nice to feel like that when leading a class, because I feel like I can be a better instructor because I'm not, like, debating, like, a move or how to do it or how to help someone. I can just lead a class.
I think the Northeast Columbia has no Pilates studios.
No.
There's tons on Divine Street and none up here.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
Maybe there's no demand. I don't know.
I feel like there would be.
That's what I think too.
It's just a big investment.
It's a younger crowd though, right? The Pilates world? Really?
There's a lot of older women there. And you would be so surprised how strong they are.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be against like someone who's like 50, 60, and I'm like dying. And
Yeah.
they're like just trucking on.
They got that mom strength in them.
Has anyone ever fallen off the reformer?
Me.
You have?
Like the first
think you
time I
did.
ever went.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing, but it's okay.
Because there's times when your legs are shaking and you're on a
Yes.
pulley.
Yeah.
And I
No,
think
and that
I'm gonna
thing
fall.
slides, and I was just no, I've fallen.
It's hard to get used to. It takes like 5 or 6 classes to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
What sports did you guys play growing up?
Did you play sports?
Lacrosse.
Well, yeah, and then
Wow.
And I danced
Yeah,
for
you danced.
15 years.
Yeah.
What kind? Ballet?
Ballet, jazz,
Hip-hop?
contemporary, hip hop. I think that's it. Bar.
Cheerleading? No cheerleading in there?
No.
Were you on the dance team, high school dance team?
No.
Interesting. So you just
I just went
independent.
to a studio.
Yeah.
So,
I played soccer, softball, volleyball, and I swam.
Nice.
Oh, I
So you
swam
did it
too.
all.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of sports.
it is. I got like the 12 seasons award or something we had at
Oh my
school
gosh.
because I was like I would just go from season to season to
Right.
season. And I never did like year round for anything because I didn't want to pick just one. Like I really enjoyed all of them. Kind of tore my body up a little bit, but
Right.
no, I really enjoyed it. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of the ones we did, my twin and I did together, except when I swam, she played basketball. So we were pretty much on the team all the time together. It was great.
It's a lot of traveling for parents.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
absolutely.
my daughters just got into jujitsu in the last few months.
Oh my.
They're 9 and 6.
That's so
Nice.
cool. Did you put them in that? Or
No,
they
my
wanted
wife.
to?
My wife did. Well, I put them in golf. I take them golfing all the time.
There you go.
So that's
Aw.
like my dream for them is golfing. But they did soccer. They didn't really like it, and then it was they loved gymnastics. But my wife wasn't really sold on the gymnastics culture of
Right.
Yeah.
someone judging you and telling you how good. Like so
Yeah.
this basically the subjective judging side of it, which I think it's in jujitsu too. But
That's fair.
she didn't agree with that. So anyway, the kids are going to
She's
jujitsu 2 to
right.
3 times a week, but it's a new thing that probably wasn't even like when you guys were growing up. There was no kids going to jujitsu, especially
my
not
husband
women.
did a form of it. I don't.
Parkour?
wait, the running? Like the running on the side?
What? Is your husband into parkour?
No.
Absolutely not. No, he
That
did.
would
I mean,
be
I think there's
amazing.
different forms of like karate and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Isn't jujitsu fall into that
Yeah, jujitsu is kind of
martial
like
arts.
umbrella,
wrestling.
like
yeah.
martial art? Okay,
Yeah.
he did a form of it. I don't know what, but he's
Parkour
got lots
would
of
be-
belts.
Parkour is
Is not in the martial arts.
yeah, that's just running
That's
around,
running-
jumping over
I
things.
could just see him doing that.
What? I really could. I cannot wait to tell him that.
Do any of your husbands do LARPing? Do you guys know what LARPing is?
No.
Live action role playing, where you like fight like medieval with swords.
Oh,
and-
absolutely not. I don't think I would have
I
married him.
definitely would not be. We wouldn't be together.
No, absolutely not.
That's
All
a big LARPing's a big thing.
LARPing's huge.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's
There's
That's a new
realms,
one.
there's kingdoms, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you dress up and you completely
You have to have
reenact
pointy
some
ears.
point of the world.
yeah, no.
We have there's a patient that was recruiting me to do like it's a whole structure. There's a kingdom here in
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
and villages and like you fight to be king and queen and all this stuff.
Yes.
And I was like, I kind of want to check it out just because it's
You guys look like you would do
it
that.
would be hilarious. I mean, I
could
just
see
don't
that.
know if I can hold it together.
I'd have to figure out my character.
I could see you guys definitely really
We
going,
should-
like, very
Dude, we
thoughtful
should
about that.
go
We
to
should-
one of
we
these
should try.
events.
It's like I first really heard about it on Role Models. Have you guys seen that
that's
show?
the movie.
Yeah,
Great
and
movie.
And we also had, in chiropractic school, we knew a guy who was really into it as well.
Full blown, yeah.
Yeah. But it was just so much acting and pretending. And I just felt like people would lie about it. Like if you hit someone and they didn't pretend their arm was gone.
All right, let's talk one last event. Say somebody you know is turning 40 and needs to set up a party. What should happen at a 40-year-old party?
Is it because you're turning 40?
No, I am, but
For a guy or girl,
could be,
just
yeah, just
commingle,
anything, just anything. We could use me as an example.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Well, how many friends would you say you have?
Thousands.
Okay,
That's what's
well,
so
that's
that's what's
gonna be
part of
harder.
that's what's
Yeah.
hard about the whole thing.
I would
Right.
say minimum 4.
Exposing you.
But maybe thousands.
Yeah. It's between
4
4
to
and
1,000 plus.
Yes,
Solid.
yes, that's where we're at with it.
Okay, are we going at the low end or the high end?
Well, let's go 20.
Okay, we can do 20. I mean, first you got to decide what type of event you want. Like, do you want it
Yes.
to be like an activity, like
Do you go all
axe
day?
throwing, bowling? Like,
Right.
do we need to like have food, drinks there? Like, what's the vibe? Is it early in the morning, afternoon, night? Because those are different things too.
Okay, good.
So we have to start with that, and then we have to.
Should it be a multi-day thing? I mean, 40?
It could, I think 40's pretty big.
It's a
so
big
like
deal.
I feel like a boys trip outside of Columbia
No
could
girls.
be really no girls for the boys.
Yeah.
For the boys on a
40 was
Saturday.
the group.
There you go.
Are you guys? I mean, I'm sure you've heard of what is it?
Saturdays
are for the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to do this on a Saturday then.
Sure.
Probably.
Okay.
That would make a lot of sense.
Multi-day guys trip. Go on.
Well, I mean, what are your interests? Like what do your thousands of friends like to do?
Gosh.
Are they active?
Talk
Are they sedentary?
conspiracies.
What are they like? Oh,
They're fairly active. We like to golf.
okay.
We like to make fun of each other.
Okay.
What else do we like to do?
I don't-
We came up
We
with
had a
metrics.
leg wrestling
They did.
competition.
There's
last
usually some
time.
sort of competitions. We
Okay.
have we call them midnight metrics
Yep.
sometimes where
Good.
You have to sprint.
At
Like at
midnight.
midnight, everybody bets on who's the fastest sprinter.
yeah, we did a 40-yard dash one
Is
time.
this done sober?
Probably not.
No.
Depends who you
There
are.
can't be.
We measure each other's shoulders, shoulder width.
Yep.
That's big.
good.
Did an arm
Biceps.
wrestle. We had an arm wrestling one last time.
Yep.
Grip strength.
Yep. What else do we? We did a whiskey thing. I don't like whiskey. I'm more
Okay.
like tequila.
Oh.
So like I feel like I need to go to Mexico or
Well,
know,
like,
that
have you
kind of
guys ever
thing.
been to
Mexican.
Pinehurst?
no, not yet.
Pinehurst, that's a big golfing thing.
Right.
And there's some fun little bars out there.
And it's in
Like-
North Carolina. It's close.
Yeah, little holes in the wall. There's a cute little hotel there with a hotel bar.
But it's too cold in December.
Right.
I
It has
mean,
to be the right
that's
month.
Fair. That's fair. But it is decorated really pretty for Christmas.
Do you base everything around the person turning 40, or do you kind of have to really
Absolutely. It's
I
all
would
about
go
you.
40?
It's all about
Your
you.
interests, what you want to do, because the weekend or day is about you.
Yep. And your friends can suck it up if they don't like it, you know?
Like that.
Or you probably wouldn't be friends with them if you didn't have similar interests anyways.
Right.
True.
What about outfits? Just from a
Yeah, like themed
Well, depends
Yeah.
on where you're going.
wigs. We actually do wigs
Like a
quite bit.
bachelorette party?
It's kind of just a regular gathering, but wigs come out
That's fine.
sometimes.
yeah.
What
I
else?
saw-
Sweatsuits.
You could like
Yeah,
all
we've done-
dress as
We've
your
done
wife.
Denim.
sweatsuits. That's
There
good.
you
Different versions of
That
her.
is funny.
Dress as your wife. That's a good theme.
I
That
mean,
is a
we'd have
very
to.
fun
The thing is, we'd have to let them come, or that'd be way too weird if we were just all of us without them
I
there.
have seen those videos where like you dress as
Yeah.
your spouse and then you do like a cocktail theme around like
Yeah.
whatever it is. That's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, do you guys, so like sororities and fraternities, do you guys have a lot of go-to themes? Like tennis pros, or no, it's tennis hoes and golf pros, I think.
No, we don't have any.
I
I
guess
haven't done that.
Maybe we should now.
Definitely never heard of that one.
Well, I
You're
guess you
alone
guys
on
don't
that
have it'd be all women, so it wouldn't work, I guess, in that world for the theme side of it. But you guys don't have like a list of
Like your attire, what are you supposed to wear?
yeah, like
And how do
all
you
white, like an
determine
all
what
white
people
party.
wear?
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't like
You don't think that far.
put it out as a theme.
Canadian
mean-
tuxedo, all
We
jeans.
should.
Well, we do send like outfit
Yeah.
inspo. Like, Michaela will put like a little collage
But that's just
together.
because I'm controlling in that way. And
Wear these
I
items.
am doing all the content. And for
Right.
example, the yoga that we're currently making a reel for is basically all black. Like, we didn't say all black, we just said neutral. So, like, gray, black, navy.
So
I
you
guess
don't want
navy.
Randy showing up in his like pink flamingo
No.
exotic
Right.
shirt.
It
yeah,
No.
that would be pretty
ruins the
selfish.
vibe.
And we did bar, Beats?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did. Yeah, we
Beats
did
bar.
Beats Studio, and
We
that
did
one was
hot
all
pink.
pink. That one was
Yeah,
fun.
I like that.
I was selfish and did not wear pink because I forgot.
I was
So.
sick.
We weren't in those videos.
We were not feeling good.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we normally ask what you guys like to do for fun, but I feel like you do. Your group is
all you do is have fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
What do you guys do to be serious?
Us.
I can read.
You guys like to
What?
read?
I like to read
Oh.
and
Individual?
watch Netflix. I'm really into Vanderpump.
Oh, I love Vanderpump too.
I
don't know
watch it
what
on my
that is.
lunch break.
It's on Bravo.
Watch it on my lunch break. I watch
Anything
it.
you gotta get. Yeah, you gotta start watching Bravo.
It's so
That's
good.
where you.
Alright.
Yeah, you stay. in
Highly
the loop.
recommend.
Yeah, he always talks about Selling Sunset and
So
Not a
good.
reality.
The Golden
TV.
Bachelor.
You guys are
and-
both oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and Randy.
Yeah. Who has time to watch Bravo for 4
Wasted
hours
my
a night?
mind.
All right.
You guys are just working. You guys are computing things all day.
Honestly,
Oh my
I
God.
think that's the negative part about how I'm wired is I can't
You
turn
just
it
keep
off.
going.
That's fair.
Have you ever seen Suits?
Yes.
Oh, we're
that I
still
will
good.
watch that.
Suits
Yeah.
is good.
It's so good.
Let me tell you what happens at the end.
Please don't.
No.
I'm in season 9, which I think is the last.
Yeah, on Prime. You have to watch it on
Yeah,
Prime.
that's what we're doing
7.
right now.
Yep.
Okay, we won't. No spoilers.
And what about Sons of Anarchy? It's old, but we just started
I want to
watching
say
it lately.
my
Have not.
husband watched that.
It's a crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, it came out in 2009, and people
Liked
I
Game
just
of
missed
Thrones.
it. Game of Thrones,
That's fair.
All right.
little gory.
It was entertaining.
Lots
Yeah.
of nudity.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Yes.
It's been about a year.
All right. Well, how do you guys have any questions for us?
No.
Okay.
I never asked anyone that before. We're 110 episodes in, and that's the
I
first
didn't
question
prepare
for
any
that.
questions.
how would you like people to find you? How can we shout you out? What would be the best way to contact you guys? DMs.
Yep. Say
Yeah.
your Instagram again, or your TikToks, or
The-
what do you guys do?
All of
Instagram?
our social platforms, Instagram, TikTok kind of sucks right now. I don't
Gotta
have
dance
time
more.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
don't
do have to
TikTok yet.
dance more, be more like behind the scenes
Yep.
for it to go up in algorithm. But it's forthegirls.columbia on all platforms.
Nice.
For the girl. Perfect. We'll go check them out. Appreciate you guys being on here.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks guys.
Thanks.
We're here for the health of it.
For the health of it.